myself Mohammad Yusuf from 3rd Sem Computer Science Department. My project on data set visualization in Python is on expensive football players' stats. So I have taken this data from the Kaggle website. So here the first cell contains the filter warnings which have been ignored to avoid the warnings. Next we have import OS from which we get the current working directory. Next comes the import JSON in which we need to enter our username along with the key token that has been given in the profile. The next, after installing the Kaggle in our Jupyter notebook, next we have to copy the API command from the desired dataset from the Kaggle, which provides us the zip file. From the zip file, we need to choose a desired CSV file. After choosing the CSV file, the data is displayed here. The DF stands for data frame, which shows the data table. Here you can see a column named rank, origin, player, from country, from club, to country, to club, position, transfer fees in euros, transfer fees in pounds, year and born. Next, you know the famous player Neymar, who was transferred from Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain for 222 million euros transfer contract. Another famous personality like Cristiano Ronaldo got transferred from Real Madrid to Juventus for 100 million euros. So these are the top three players in the respective position who have been transferred. And in forward we have Neymar, in midfielder we have Philippe Coutinho, in defender we have Harry Maguire, in goalkeeper we have Kepa Arrizabalaga. This shape function shows the number of rows and columns that are in our data table. Next, the column shows the labeled columns of the data table, such as rank, origin, players, etc. Next, the info shows the data type of the labeled columns. I have three labeled columns of int type, one of float type, and the rest are of object. Next, the describe function gives us the discrete statistic numerical values such as count, mean, standard, minimum, etc. Here you can see the average of player grade respective to their position. Next we have the size and dimension, which shows the size and dimension of our data table. Here next is the head function, which shows the top rows of our data table. By default it shows the top 5 table, but we can also insert integer argument as I have inserted 3, and it shows the top 3 rows of my column. Next we have the expensive trade players respective to the country. Then after importing C1 as SNC, we can plot tables. Plotting tables can be plotted with the help of a table. So like the table which we get from the describe function, and we can plot a graph with respect to the table. Next we have a basic plot which plots the graph of the given input in a basic line. Next we have the distribution plot graph, which is nothing but a type of histogram along with the graph having lines. Next we have the subset. Subset is nothing but the collection of small elements taken from the large element of the data table and which are correlated. Next, after correlation, here the heat map takes the data from the correlated table and shows in a color formed in a matrix form. Next we have the same heat table, but with the help of C map we can change the color. Next, the histogram is nothing but a graphical representation of the data along with the frequency of consistency and the numerical intervals. Here you can see that the fee amount in euros is slightly greater than the fee amount in British pounds. Next, here we have the same histogram graph, but here the data has a separate graph for itself, but in the above we can see that the data has overlapped. Next, the area plot is nothing but the data that is shown in a line and is filled with the colors. The same data which I have shown in the histogram, we can show the same data in the area plot. Next we have the hexagonal bin plot, which is nothing but a two-dimensional histogram plot which shows the graph in a hexagonal pattern. Here you can see the fee amount which is shown in a hexagonal pattern along with the intervals.